Hey y'all, so Jana Bullard, happy Monday, Eclipse Day. Did you watch? Did you see it? Did you have the fun glasses? We were actually at a golf tournament and I'm between sporting events. I thought I would be in my car for this, but I cannot wait to visit with Becky here in a minute when I see where I can bring her on. But I'm back to the house before we go to baseball. We're going to baseball. Anyway, so I'm super excited to visit with Becky here in just a minute. I'm watching for her to come on. And of course, if you will, let me know if you're watching live on Memorex. It is not showing me anyone. Hey, Stacy. Thank you. At least I'm seeing someone now. Anyway, so we'll pop on. So I had the opportunity, I met Becky for the first time it was when we were having an in-person event, but we were doing a viewing of one of our conferences during the big pandemic, right? Anyway, so I met her for the first time, super excited for her. Anyway, and then had, visited with her many times. But in Jamaica, I had the opportunity to sit and visit with her for quite some time. Hold on just a second. I see her. Let me grab her. Coming for you, Becky. Let's see. It says adding. Yay!
Oh my gosh, this is the most flawless it's ever happened like this.
I know, Jana. That is awesome. That went so well. I was already preparing people to, we'll see what happens. Yeah. And I was going to be in my car, but I got back to the house in between events. So anyway, so funny. You're actually in your car, which was where I was going to be. So I was just telling them that, I'd met you before. And then in Jamaica, we had some time. We sat one evening and we really got to talk, and both of our husbands were there and somebody else was with us, and found out that we really had a lot in common. Becky did not know that I'd actually gotten pregnant in high school and that I was a single mom for a long time. I mean, it was right before I graduated top of my class with a baby at home, and different things like that people just didn't realize that what used to be a single mom. Anyway, and then she was asked to speak at our conference that we just got back from, and just blew it away, shared her story. And so I said, would you pop on Elevate with me today and share that? So thank you, first of all, Becky. And I wish we were somewhere together again right now, but we'll do it this way, okay?
This works for now. I had a really good time.
We were together there. Anyway, so first of all, tell them, how did you come to Xyngular? First of all, because it's not like you just woke up one day and found it on the internet, so how'd you get here?
No. So my sister-in-law, Courtney, who is actually on this live, she got started with Christina Stanley. And I noticed one day, honestly, she didn't even tell me at first. Her mother was telling me, I was like, oh my God, Courtney looks so good. What is she doing? And she told me that she started these supplements with this company, and I was super interested to know what she was doing. So then she tells me about it and just started sharing it with me, asked me to do it with her, and I told her no for over a year. And, yes, I saw the prices. Like a lot of people, I saw the prices and I was like, I really want to try it, but I don't want to spend that amount of money. And so I just kept telling her no. Well, one day she decides to send my husband, her brother, a screenshot of her income. And he's like, here's my credit card. So he signed me up. And at the time I was happy about signing up as far as the products go, because I wanted to lose some weight, but I was not super happy. I didn't want the business at all. And so they signed me up that way and got started, used the products, did my 8-day jump start, finally decided to share my 8-day results. Told her I would do it just long enough to pay for my kit back so that I didn't owe him anything, because I don't like to owe him anything. I'm an independent woman, right? So I did that, paid for my kit, and then I was like, well, this is too good not to keep going. So went on to, hit manager, my quick start manager, and it just kept growing from there. Eventually I earned 2 of the extreme builder bonuses. I earned Mexico before I even knew what Founders Club was. And so from there, I just kept going. I lost less than 15 pounds, a lot of inches, but my energy was just crazy, and I just loved it too much to quit.
Well, and I love that you said that, first of all, that So when she was asking you, Becky, was she asking you to join for product, or was she saying join this business with me? And you were thinking, I'm not spending that much money on product, or you weren't seeing it as a business opportunity?
I think it was more the products at first, and I was not at all seeing it as a business opportunity.
Yeah.
I just didn't even have that in my radar, to
Yeah.
be honest with you.
I completely get that because I was completely like never would have ever thought or dreamt or whatever. So anyway, so this was such a God calling. And so you got started, and I love that you said that you lost about 15 pounds. You look amazing. You look amazing. But a lot
Thank
of
you.
people, they think they have to have this great big weight loss story, that that's actually how you do this business.
Mm-hmm.
No, like your off scale victories, just like you said, your energy was amazing, so forth and so on. And then the fact that you turned around and made money pretty quickly without a lot of weight loss. Like people think if I'm not the 100-pound losers or who make some, like, can tell their friends. No,
No,
we have something for everyone. And a whole lot of people just they need the income's what they need, right? So I love that you said
for
that.
sure.
Um, what what did you start with, Becky? What do you remember what kit
I
you started with?
started with the core. It was,
Okay.
they don't have it anymore. It's very similar to the X bundle,
Yeah.
and it came with the Zing. And at the time, it was COVID, and it was like crazy COVID. So, like, everybody was wearing masks, nobody was going anywhere. I was working from home, so it was perfect for me. But I remember calling Courtney to this day. I remember calling her and saying, "Oh my God, I keep sweeping the house. Like, I have all this energy. I don't know what to do with it." And it's not like jittery energy, it's just, I felt really good. And I
Yeah.
had my daughter in my late 30s, so I needed that boost of energy. I was tired of being tired all the time.
Productive energy.
Yes.
And did you know that's what I started with?
Really? I
Mhm.
love the core. I wish they still
Yeah.
had it. But
Well, I
yes,
tell people, I said, I basically started with the X bundle because we didn't have trim sticks then,
hmm it
and then
literally
now we have
was
this whole
the same thing.
GLPX that no one has ever seen in my whole 55 years. There's never been anything like this. And so what has the income? So you went on and you made some money, you've earned how many trips, but what has the money meant for you? So what was it like before? Maybe things that you could or couldn't do, or things you had to do, or things you couldn't do, and then things that are different for you now with that extra income.
Well, like you said, I had my daughter. I had her as a teenager, and that I knew how to appreciate a dollar. So, 2011, as I told my story on stage, things already started to change for me. I got a job working for an oil field company, but it still could have been better, and I didn't know it at the time. But now I am able to, if I want a facial, I'm going to schedule myself a facial. If I want to go and do something with the kids, I'm going to do that, and I don't have to think about it before. I swear, picture days, they'd come home and like, "Mom, here's this form. Oh, by the way, I forgot to give it to you. It's
Mhm.
tomorrow." And I'm like, I would freak out because those little things people don't realize. As a single mom, you start to appreciate those things. And now, if I want to do something, I just do it because I work full time and I
Yeah.
have the extra income to do those things without touching our budget.
Yeah.
So, and we travel. I can contribute to our traveling a lot. So,
Exactly. Well, and it's the little things like picture days, or we've got to have shirts for, or it's time to sign up for baseball and we've got to do $25 or whatever it is. Like
all
it's
of it.
not, people think it's like I talk about paying off $30,000 worth of credit cards, which I did with this. But I also used to could not afford when it was time for them to sign up for the basketball stuff. And it was like, oh my gosh. And I remember like we joke, we lost my father-in-law in January of 2020. And he actually had money, but he would give us like a $25 check at Christmas. And if you weren't there when the checks came out, you didn't get your check. I mean, seriously, but
Yep.
that was just, which we didn't, well, we needed lots of stuff then, but y'all, you have no idea. Like we had to get in cash those quickly because we needed the 25 to $50. Like we needed it, not to buy something for us, not to get our nails done, not to do any of that, because we needed the $50.
Yeah.
And so I
And
love that you
Janet,
talked about something every day, like just your kids' pictures for school, because
yep.
that's what, and sometimes it's because we've spent so, and y'all, this is going to sound harsh, but I was in banking for a long time. Lots of times it's because we've spent a lot of money trying to feel better, like
Yep.
doing our nails, doing our lashes, buying new makeup, buying new clothes, and trying to help ourselves feel better. When what we need is we need energy, we need weight loss, we need to know that we don't have to wait till next Friday to have some money in our account. And so then it becomes a cycle. And I have 9 years in banking and living proof of it. So anyway, so tell me about the community. What do you think about the community, the culture? What's some of your favorite things that are not related to income? They're not related to your weight loss. Like, what are the other things that you love?
Janet, I honestly did not know that I needed this community in my life. You can ask Courtney. I was not a girl's girl. I was not a person who just, was a social butterfly with women and, all this stuff. I did not know that I needed that in my life. And now, Nita, I know you're on because you're always there to support me. Courtney, we've become like best friends through this. We were sister-in-laws, but we were close, but not like this. She's like my best friend now. Stacy, you, Janet, I mean, like, y'all were all praying for me before I even knew you. And that I fell in love with the company and the heart of the people in it before I even started. So when I started and I went to my first event and saw this in real life, it was a game changer. You pray together, you do all these things together, and it's just something that now I need in my life. And now I need to refuel every 6 months at Zing Fling and Zing Fest. Just women empowering women. And I know it sounds cliche, but the community it's what I needed that I didn't even know at the time.
Yeah. That's what I always tell people. I talk about your story can be the key that unlocks somebody's prison. And there's, somebody just like you that needs to hear this right now. But it's not necessarily the money, or it's not necessarily 15 or 100 pounds. It is literally what you just said, maybe what that person is going, that's what I'm looking for. So that's why all the other things feel so off, is because that's what I'm looking for. Does it make sense? So thank you for sharing that. Best advice to somebody that, say, is about to get started or hesitant to get started. What would be your very, very best advice to them?
Just do it. You have no idea what you're missing out on. I know that there are things holding you back, like money or like time or whatever, but this right here, this is going to give you the time that you need. This is going to give you, if you are doing that or working that extra job to have that extra income because you need time, that's the reason you need this. If you're doing that because you don't have friends, if you don't want to do it because you don't have a lot of friends, do it so you can get those friends. If you are not doing it because you don't think you have a lot of weight to lose, do it to get healthy. My biggest story as far as products goes is the collagen. So like there are so many people that think, oh, this is a weight loss company. Just do it and find out why we are so obsessed, we are addicted. There's a reason that we're all here all these years later, and I just can't even put it into words.
No, I love that you said that. My mother, who was 78, almost 79 years old when she passed away the end of January this year, only ever took one product, and it was Global Blend. And I started her on that after I realized that I was no longer having migraines and allergies, and she was sick all the time, like every 3 weeks. They'd call me, I'd be gone, and I'd say, I don't want to tell you, I'll take her to the emergency room, take her to the doctor. I don't want to tell you, I'm in corporates right now, right? And she was not sick. Now, she died of lung cancer, so I'm not saying she didn't have COPD. I'm not saying things like that. I'm not saying she didn't have AFib stuff. But as far as a cold, including the big C one, that lasted a while, none of it. Not for 8 years. Because of the first product that we ever had. I believe every human being drawing breath should be taking Global Blend. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care what your gender is or what country you live in. I believe every human being should be taking that product. So I love that you said that, because that's crucial. And then you think about the GLP-X and how quickly we sold out. Like record amounts, because no one has it. There are people taking the synthetic shot that the side effect is I can't eat and vomiting and so forth and so on. So therefore I'm losing weight, but it's not enhancing their organs. It's not changing all these things. It's not really changing their blood sugar, because lots of them were not diabetic anyway. But there are people that need to lose 5 pounds that are getting that, which that's a whole nother statement that I'll keep to myself. So like, look at that. Like, and then when I read about what GLP-X does, when we listen to the scientists about what it does for your organs and so many other things, I'm like, it doesn't matter whether you're looking to lose weight or not. If you want to be healthy, you need GLP-X, because it's a game changer.
Yep. And I'm just going to say, I'm just going to say one thing on that. And I didn't even tell you this, but you're talking about the shot and people taking it and having all these side effects. My sister, who I know a lot of you on this have heard her story, she got started with me, and that was one of the biggest parts of me staying with the company, was to get her started. She was very diabetic, very overweight. She started at 557 pounds. She was doing the system, doing amazing, lost 136 pounds, quit because of money reasons and some other stuff, personal stuff going on in her life, went on to get on these synthetic shots, to put GLP-1 synthetically into her body. And she had to get off the shot because her doctor told her that she developed a very bad bacterial infection. So then later on, she comes back and starts the products again because her doctor says, why don't you do that thing that your sister was doing for you? That worked really well for you. So I'm like, if a doctor's telling you this product is it, then you know you're doing something right. So I just wanted to share that.
Not the first time I've heard that, but it is the first time I've heard about your sister. So anyway, so I love that you shared that and that little update on her. So, well, I will let you go. I am so glad that we could hop on here together again.
Me too.
I wish you were here. We could, well, except for it's cloudy and everybody's been worried about the eclipse. We could have hung out by the pool and had this chat, but here we are. So thank you. I'm so proud of you. And I know there are people just like you that are struggling with the same things that just don't think that this is the place for them. I was somebody that didn't think that this was a place for me, and it's changed my whole life. So thank you, Becky. Mwah. I love that you shared.
Thank you.
So y'all, if you're watching and you're just getting started, then just heed that about all the different things that like she's been able to find, right? So think about that. And then think about, I know people that need something. I mean, she talked about income. She talked about travel. She talked about weight. She talked about helping somebody in her family. She talked about community. And so did I, really, right? And so you know somebody that you're like, they need to understand what's going on here. That's where you invite them to this page and you say, I want you to watch this video. I want you to listen to this girl's story. And maybe it's Maddie's from last week, but that's why we do these. Literally, because her story, there is someone that needs to hear it. And it's going to completely click with them, and it may change everything. So thank you, Becky, and I will see you again soon.
Thank you. Courtney, bye, Jana.
Thanks for telling Becky to join us.
Yeah, thanks, Courtney. Bye.
Somebody's got to tell you, otherwise you don't know we're here. All right, bye, y'all.